Hello, and welcome to the 193rd episode of Spooky Reviews from Spooky Ventures. I'm Gary Hill, and I'm both your host and your reviewer. This time around, I'm looking at a new Blu-Ray release of a full moon film from 1999. The movie is called Blood Dolls. Among other things, Full Moon pretty much owned the genre of tiny toy killing machines. I mean, they had the Puppet Master series, Demonic Toys series, and so many more. It has been like a cottage industry with them that continues to this day with titles like the Baby Oopsie series. This movie fits into that category. They also bring some body mutation stuff into it, like we saw in Head of the Family. In fact, I can see some definite comparisons to that movie being valid. This film is strange, but also fun. It's low budget and gritty, but also entertaining. I should mention that there are some rather unfortunate racial stereotypes and slurs included in this movie. The slurs are due to the admitted racism of the main character and contribute to part of his nastiness. I mean, he is the bad guy here. Since he designed the dolls, perhaps that explains the stereotypes too, but I found it unsettling and not in a good way. I love the surreal nature of the main character and his henchmen constantly masked or wearing clown makeup. Yes, it's silly, but it also adds a certain comic book charm. In fact, the whole thing plays out a little like an EC comic book. There's also an interesting twist I should mention, but it's a spoiler, so I'll wait for those who don't want to hear it to check out. With that in mind, I'm going to wrap things up first. Once I do that, I'll let people have a chance to jump out, and then I'll continue. This movie centers around people who are so rich and powerful in the business world that they don't have any real rules or qualms governing their behavior, allowing them to do horrible things to win in the business world. Somehow that feels pretty relevant today. Of course, they go to lengths that are over the top in terms of believability. Or are they? There are some bonus materials on the disc. I particularly enjoyed the video zone. Those are always great. I like the bloopers segment too. Overall, this is a movie that in some ways hasn't aged well. If you can overlook that, is a cartoony, fun, creepy, sleazy film. Now, if you don't like spoilers, it's time to tune out. I'm going to give you a few seconds here, so if you're adverse to spoilers, shut this video off now. And this is the last spoiler warning. Okay, if you're still here, I'm going to assume you've seen this movie before or are okay with spoilers. What I found interesting is that there are two different endings to the movie. Now, that might not be that unusual. What is that rather than include one as a bonus feature, it's actually, or even just give two options to watch it with different endings, it's actually part of the movie. The film ends, or at least it seems to. Then one of the characters says something like, "That's one way this story could end, but I prefer a more spiritual ending." Then we go back to the closing scene, and it all unfolds in a different way. I don't remember seeing that kind of twist actually built into a movie in that way before. I found it kind of fairy tale-like and rather charming. And, you know, that fairy tale-like, it's a dark fairy tale, but in a lot of ways that's what this movie is. And this film gets points from me just for doing that twist ending or double ending kind of thing. I thought it was inventive and clever and unique. Overall, entertaining, sleazy, and, a little cringy at times because of some of the racial stuff. Spooky Ventures is the home for spooky content and spooky merchandise on the web. Check it out today at spookyventures.com. And remember, always keep it spooky.